Good evening. If we'd all please rise, we'll be led in prayer by Alderwoman Stacy Gould.
Almighty God, we ask for your blessing upon the members of this council as we assemble here in this chamber to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all our deliberations. Give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives, and that peace and harmony will mark all our proceedings and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of your community. Amen.
Amen. President Pro Tem, please, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
General.
Good evening, everyone. I would declare Citizen Comment General to be open at this time. Anyone wishing to address the council on any issues of importance, please approach the dais and state your name and address for the public record.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jan Sawicki, 39 Andrea Lane, here in Norwich, Connecticut. I'd just like to publicly thank the Public Works Department, and I believe they're the ones that are so thankfully appreciated for picking up the sticks and the trash that accumulated and I picked up off my lawn. I think I could have built a house with all the stuff from all the storms. So thank you very much. And there was a lot of thorns and lots of other things. So thank you very much. And I hope that word gets to them. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'd also like to address the council under general citizen comment at this time. And I'd also like to address the council under general citizen comment at this time. Anyone wish to address the council under general citizen comment at this time? Seeing no one else, I declare it closed. Thank you.
Public hearing number 1, an ordinance amending Section 9-28 of the Norwich Code of Ordinances by amending the fee to be charged to commercial haulers for the disposition of solid waste and any other materials collected in Norwich and disposed of at facilities operated by the Southeastern Connecticut Regional Resource Recovery Authority.
Thank you. At this time, I would invite anyone wishing to speak in favor of this ordinance at this time. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of the ordinance at this time? Again, anyone wishing to speak in favor at this time of this ordinance as proposed? Seeing no one, then is anyone wishing to speak in opposition at this time to the ordinance as proposed? Anyone in opposition at this time? Again, anyone wishing to speak in opposition at this time? Seeing no one at this time, I declare that public hearing closed. Thank you.
Public hearing number 2, an ordinance amending Sections 7-131.3 and 7-132.4 of Article 6 of Chapter 7 of the Code of Ordinances to correct the language regarding permitted uses of general fund unassigned fund balance and to reduce the variance actuarially determined contributions.
Thank you. At this time, I would invite anyone wishing to speak in favor of this ordinance as proposed. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of the ordinance as proposed? Anyone wishing to speak in favor of the ordinance as proposed? Seeing no one, is there anyone in opposition to the ordinance as proposed? Is there anyone in opposition to the ordinance as proposed? Again, is there anyone in opposition to the ordinance as proposed? Seeing no one, then I declare this public hearing to be closed as well. Thank you.
Number 3, relative to participation in cost-sharing program with the City of Norwich to construct concrete sidewalks.
Thank you. At this time, I would invite anyone wishing to speak in favor of this proposal on cost-sharing program for sidewalks to do so at this time. Is there anyone wishing to speak in favor of this cost-sharing program at this time? Again, is there anyone wishing to speak in favor of this cost-sharing program at this time? Seeing no one, I declare that closed as well. Thank you.
Second reading and possible action on the above ordinances previously presented. Number 1, an ordinance amending Section -928 of the Norwich Code of Ordinances by amending the fee to be charged to commercial haulers for the disposition of solid waste and any other materials collected in Norwich and disposed of at facilities operated by the Southeastern Connecticut Regional Resource Authority.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second, Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion on the above ordinance? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The ordinance is adopted 5-0.
Number 2, an ordinance amending sections -7131.3 and 7-132.4 of Article 6 of Chapter 7 of the Code of Ordinances to correct the language regarding permitted uses of general fund unassigned fund balance and to reduce the variance actuarially determined contributions.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to move this to the floor, please. Alderwoman Gould, is there a second? Alderwoman Hayes, is there discussion? President Pro Tem.
I'd like to make a motion that we postpone action on item number 2 on this ordinance until a date certain, which would be the second council meeting of June, which is June 17th, 2024.
Thank you. Is there a second to the motion? Alderman Bettencourt. Is there discussion on the motion to postpone? Yes, Pro Tem.
I would like to, I think that this falls into the same category is that the first thing, the most important thing that we do is get a budget adopted and finalized. I think that this is another component of that budget process. We might find the language in here acceptable, but we need to keep everything, for lack of a better term, open until we actually have that budget adopted. And that will occur, that must occur by charter prior to the second council meeting in June.
Thank you. Is there further discussion on the motion to postpone? Seeing none, then a roll call, please.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion to postpone is adopted 5-0.
So it's city manager's report.
No, you missed the
Number 3.
number 3.
Number 3 is going to come back as a resolution.
It's just, oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's correct.
So city manager report?
Please.
Okay.
Thank you, Roseanne.
This is a city manager report for April 15, 2024. Meetings attended were the Connecticut Conference of Municipalities Board of Directors meeting, Southeastern Council of Government Executive Committee meeting, Southeastern Area Transit seat, Connecticut Interlocal Risk Management Agency Board of Directors meeting, NPU City Coordination meeting, NCDC Board of Directors meeting, and budget hearings. I also attended the swearing-in of our 2 new police officer recruits, Alexis Friel and Dylan Bowden. Robert Scalise has been selected as Director of Human Resources to succeed retiring Director Bridget Marks. Rob started with the city on March 25th and has extensive experience in all areas of human resources administration. He formerly served as Director of Human Resources for the City of Meriden. Most recently, Rob served as Assistant Director of Human Resources for the City of Stockton, California, and the Human Resource Manager for Labor and Employee Relations for the City of Santa Monica, California. Rob received a Bachelor of Arts from Boston College, a Master of Arts from the University of Chicago, and a Juris Doctor from DePaul University College of Law. Public Works submitted the fiscal year 25 congressionally directed spending request to Senators Blumenthal and Murphy for $6.6 million, which represents 80% of the funds needed for the replacement of the New London Turnpike Bridge over the Yantic River. Last year, $800,000 of CDS funds were awarded to the city for the design of the bridge replacement. The grant requires a 20% local match, which will be funded from the infrastructure improvement bond approved by voters in November of 2023. The project replacing the floating docks on Shetucket side of Howard Brown Park was completed this past week. The new docks are now open to the public and include an 80-foot-long ADA-compliant ramp down to the docks. A ribbon cutting is scheduled for 9 a.m. on April 24th. The city will continue to pursue funds for the replacement of the smaller floating docks adjacent to the boat launch. Human Services Youth, Family, and Rec Division has released their new program book that is loaded with free programs, including free swim lessons this year. Camp registration is also open. Adult and Family Services is partnering again with NPU to co-host an awareness event about utility assistance programs on April 16th at 5 p.m. right at NPU. Thank you to my assistant, Jackie Barbarossa, and the Mayor's Secretary, Bonnie Kuprick, for hosting a tour of City Hall for a group of 17 students from Norwich Adult Education on March 25th. I have attached the city departments, NCDC, and Otis Library reports for the quarter ending March 31st, 2024. And that completes my report for this evening.
Thank you, John. Are there questions of the city manager at this time? Seeing none, we'll proceed, please.
Comment on resolutions, agenda items only.
Thank you. At this time, I declare citizen comment on agenda items to be open. Anyone wishing to speak to us concerning the resolutions before us, please approach the dais. Again, state your name and address for the public record. The first person signed up is Beth Ober.
Hello, my name is Beth Ober. I'm from 51 Diane Drive, Moosup, Connecticut. I'm the historian from the Women's City Club of Norwich. I'm here to ask permission to put a sign up by the water trough at Chelsea Parade. You have a copy? Yes. I can let Pat take over from now, Jan take over now to describe the sign.
Okay.
Janet, please identify yourself.
I'm Jan Savageau, and I'm the president of the Women's City Club of Norwich. And our club is coming up on 100 years old in this town. And about within 10, 15 years after its incorporation, we started taking over the maintaining the greens and putting the flowers of the watering trough on the Chelsea Parade. So we've been doing that about 80 years now, and we all volunteer to water throughout the season. And DPW also weighs in and helps us on certain times of the week. But we would like, before our 100th anniversary, to finally have a plaque to put at the site, just a few feet from the site, telling about the history of the watering trough and the Woodman City Club's relationship to it. So you all have a copy, I believe, of the sign, the plaque we want to have. It will be done in, it's going to be a darker gray color with the, not the brown, it's a darker gray color, and it will be placed on a stone base the size of this by 12 by 12. It might be a little bit bigger because the donor of that stone is giving us one with a little bevel all around it, so I don't know how much a bevel comes out, but it can't be that much. So it's about this size, and it won't be laying flat. It'll be in the ground, and it'll be this way. But, you know, so, and it will be placed in back of the trough. It says 1889 on that trough, and our sign also says the date. There's a little half-oval floral where you put flowers and little bushes in there. So it will be a few steps over. There's the trough. I mean, there's the trough, and here's the little plot, and it'll be placed right there, facing the trough, a few feet from it, a few steps from it.
Please continue. There are two of you.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say that.
Okay, you hear me? So what we're asking for is permission to have this fabricated and have it placed at that site. If you know the history of the trough, we had in Franklin Square a watering trough, or drinking and watering, and it was a round circle with some flowers in it, around it, and there was a hay weighing station right next to it. And in 1889, Mayor Thayer, we had it there until 1889, and then they decided to take it out and build what we have now for a cost about $1,200. Took 2 years to build, put it in Franklin Square, and it stayed there for about 18 and a half years. And then Mayor Thayer wanted to enlarge our trolley system. So they moved that fountain to where it is now on Chelsea Parade in 1907. So we would like now to have our little plaque right next to it saying that we've been taking care of you all these years. And I thank you for hearing me. And I hope you'll pass the resolution.
Well, I'd like to thank you both and all the members of the Women's City Club for the diligence and perseverance and the stewardship for that important piece of history here in the city of Norwich. We're very, very grateful for your dedication and your perseverance on that matter.
Thank you.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yes?
The lantern that was once originally on top of it was a beautiful piece.
It was.
And it's lost to history. You know, I mean, somebody might know what happened to it, but it's nowhere to be found. Is there any conversation about finding a way to fund restoring that?
I think you'd probably have to talk to Pat McLaughlin of Public Works. I mean, he seems to know, he's got the records on everything. I don't know if the city, if the Public Works was keeping records at that time. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was a nice feature.
Right, and I would imagine it was gaslit at one time. I would imagine it could be again. That would really be a beautiful
Yeah,
sentinel
except
at
that people like to throw stones at lights and things like that, so. I think just keeping it as simple as we can right now.
Yeah, and please understand, I'm not
Oh, I
asking
understand,
the
yeah,
Women's
yeah,
City
it was
Club with it. I just
it was
wondered
a
if
beautiful
any
thing.
conversations had happened, right? That's all, yeah. So, but thank you for all of this.
Quite welcome. We love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you both. Would anyone else like to address the council on the resolutions before us this evening? Again, anyone like to address the council on the resolutions before us this evening? Again, anyone wishing to address the council on the resolutions before us this evening? Seeing no one else, declare it closed, and we thank you both.
Resolution number 1, relative to participation in cost-sharing program with the City of Norwich to construct concrete sidewalks.
Thank you. I'd ask for a motion to bring this to the floor, please. Alderwoman Hayes, second by Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing, please, Alderwoman Hayes.
Right. No, just I'd like to once again recognize and thank the individuals and the property owners and other organizations who take advantage of the sidewalk program. This has been a passion of the city's and one of mine, so I continue to support this program, and I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. Resolution 1 is adopted 5-0.
Number 2, relative to the school construction grant application for the construction of a new elementary school on the grounds of the Uncas Elementary School.
Thank you. A motion, please, to bring it to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? Alderman Bettencourt, please.
I'll note that what's happened is one of the projects, the Greenville School one, is very much over budget right now. So, and of course, we're working to reduce that deficit. But in the meantime, an opportunity to reduce the overall cost of the project is to accelerate construction. So, because as you know, every year the costs go up. So if we can take a year off of the amount for one of the projects, then, that saves literally millions of dollars in escalation. And that translates into, if the next project, which I think would be teachers, also goes in a year earlier than planned, then that would also save additional funds. But for right now, we're just concerned with Uncas. So, but I think that briefly summarizes why this resolution is here in front of us.
Thank you, sir. Is there further discussion? President Pro Tem.
And I would just like to recognize the members of the school building committee and the staff that is supporting us, and including our contractors and our consultants, because they're demonstrating a level of nimbleness, right? Being able to kind of roll with the punches of what we're seeing in the construction industry right now. Alderman Bettencourt already mentioned the escalation that happens as the course of doing business over a long period of time on a project like this. And that ability to be flexible, the ability of the committee and our support staff to be flexible enough in order to do more than one thing at a time that will ultimately save the city money and get these projects in as close to, if not on budget, as absolutely possible. It's greatly appreciated by me. I know it's greatly appreciated by the members of this council that are on the committee, and I just wanted to take a moment to recognize that. So thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion on the resolution before us? I will say that I will support this. My only concern is that I worry that the workforce will be available at this escalating pace. I certainly hope so. Thank you. Please, Alderman Betancourt.
I would recognize, I have the same concern. So, but I'm thinking the pace, once we come out of construction on the first two projects, we'll be rolling into construction on the next two. So what it'll do, though, is it will put a strain on city and the committee itself also, obviously, so we'll be extra busy. But we certainly, I certainly recognize the point you're making there.
Thank you very much, sir, and thank you for chairing this endeavor for all these years. That strain that you mentioned will clearly be reflected in our budgets, as escalating this quicker will result in additional debt service coming sooner. Just everyone, all of us keep that in mind. Thank you very much. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Betancourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
Excuse me, President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. Resolution is adopted 5-0.
Number three, relative to authorizing and directing City Manager John Salamone to enter into a purchase and sales agreement with Ox Hill Land LLC.
Thank you. A motion to bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Betancourt. Yes. Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. The resolution adopted 5-0.
Number four, relative to the reallocation of funding of the Capital Improvement Fund.
Thank you. A motion to bring this to the floor, please. Alderwoman Gould is second. Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? Pro Tem, please.
I'd like to make a motion at this time to postpone action on this resolution to a date certain, that date being June 17th, 2024.
Thank you. Is there a second? Alderwoman Hayes, second. Is there discussion on the motion to postpone? Pro Tem, please.
I would just like to point out two quick things. These items are contained in a resolution that was postponed to June 17th, 2024 at our last city council meeting. I don't know why they're being cherry-picked out of that resolution that is already under postponement. The second thing is that the reason that we're asking to postpone is really twofold. First, as I said at the last meeting, the last council meeting, that these items, along with any other capital expenditures, really all need to be placed on hold until we actually have a budget that is ready to adopt. We don't know that these items cannot be included in the current budget, and these monies could be allocated for something else. It's just, there's too many moving parts right now. We need to get further along in our budget process and get a budget adopted before we take on these action items. The second piece is that I can say that there are members of my caucus that still have questions regarding capital expenditures, especially with regard to public safety. And you notice all three of these items do plug back to public safety. Public safety having the importance that it does, I think those questions of my caucus mates need to be answered before we start allocating any money to any one or two or three specific items. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Alderwoman Gould.
So this money that's being reallocated is in the present budget, has nothing to do with next year's budget. And the police department needs this crime scene software. The fire departments need this PPE now, sooner rather than later. It has nothing to do with next year's budget. This is money that's being reallocated from a myriad of projects that have been completed. There's money left over. We need to be thinking about what our public safety partners need now not in the future. All of these departments have reached out. The need is critical, the need is now. I don't know why we're postponing this. This is money that we already allocated in the present year. Has nothing to do with next year's capital budget. So I don't know why we're postponing this again, when the need is critical for our public safety partners.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? I will add my 2 cents. I agree with Alderwoman Gould. These funds are reallocating dollars from last year's planned capital fund. These needs are real. We probably should also be amending this to expend additional funds to protect our police from high-powered assault, but that's not before us tonight. But we know that that was something that was requested. It did not make it into the capital plan for this year's budget, but that need does not go away. We should be protecting our police. We should be protecting our firefighters. And I see no reason to postpone this allocation whatsoever, so I'm speaking against the motion to postpone. Thank you. Is there further? Seeing none, roll call, please, on the motion to postpone.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
No.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom.
No. The motion to postpone Resolution 4 passes 3-2.
No. Isn't 4 required?
Alderman Bencourt, you have a question?
Votes required?
On a resolution?
No?
No?
No.
It's required to adopt a resolution.
The resolution, yes, but,
Oh, to postpone, okay.
yeah.
Number 5, relative to Rock the Docks 2024 and Rocking the Green Concert Series 2024.
Thank you. A motion to bring this to the floor, please. Alderwoman Gould, second, Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? President Pro Tem, please.
I just have one question. When we met to set the agenda, there seemed to be some questions regarding these 2 sets of events. I just want to ask the city manager if he is now satisfied with some of the issues that we discussed in that meeting so that we can move this forward.
Yes, we're satisfied with the questions that arose during the agenda meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further question or comment? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. Resolution 5 is adopted 5-0.
Number 6, relative to a reappointment to Personnel and Pension Board.
Thank you. Motion to bring it to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second, Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? Pro Tem, please.
I know that you will say the person's name, but Bobby Punch has been somebody I've known since I was a teenager. He worked for my dad at NFA, and in all that time, he's just been just a stand-up guy, and I appreciate that he's willing to continue to serve.
Thank you, sir. Is there further discussion on the reappointment of Robert Punch? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. Resolution adopted 5-0.
Number 7, relative to an appointment of a regular member to Senior Affairs Commission.
Thank you. A motion, please. Alderwoman Gould, second, Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? Alderwoman Gould.
I just would like to thank Patty DiBattista for applying to the Senior Affairs Commission. She's a brand-new member. Her husband, Dave, is very active at the Senior Center, and I think she'll be an excellent addition to the commission.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Hayes. Alderman Bettencourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. Resolution adopted 5-0.
Number 8, relative to allowing the sale of beer and wine at the Rose Arts Festival on June 29th, 2024.
Motion to bring it to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderwoman Hayes, is there discussion? Pro Tem, please.
So same question, John. We'd had some questions in agenda setting about this event. Are you satisfied that we can move this forward at this time?
Yes, we looked at the relationship of the grant, the permittee and the organization, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion or comment? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia. Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. Resolution adopted 5-0.
Number 9, relative to installation of a plaque in appreciation of the Women's City Club of Norwich.
Bring it to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Bettencourt. Is there discussion? None, roll call.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. The resolution 9 is adopted 5-0.
Motion to adjourn.
Alderman Bettencourt, do you have a,
I can talk to you afterwards. That's all right.
Second.
thank you. Motion to adjourn by Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderwoman Hayes. Roll call, please.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. The motion to adjourn is adopted 5-0. Thank you all.